Hey guys, welcome back. In this tutorial we're going to create a Harry Potter themed cake complete with sorting hat, wand and Bertie Bott's beans. Makes a great cake for any age and you can change the colours to match your favourite Hogwarts house, yellow for Hufflepuff, blue for Ravenclaw or green for Slytherin. I'm working on a 7-inch cake that's been secured off centre onto a 12-inch drum with ganache. If you want to learn how to ganache a cake, I've got a video for you in the description box below. You just want to dampen the cake with a little water and a pastry brush and roll out some pale grey sugar paste. I made my own grey by mixing white Renshaw's paste with a little black sugar paste. Smooth the top down with a flexi smoother and trim off the overhang with a scalpel. As always, I'll leave links to everything I use in the box below. The front of the cake will be where the board has the most space. With more of the grey, attach a rough rectangle shape to the front with water and smooth it on. I use a tool called a smedger. This is a smoother and edger all in one. Oh, spotted a bubble. It's okay, you just want to push the air together and pop it with an acupuncture needle and gently force the air out. Clean up the bottom edge and cut the excess sides off the front. You don't have to do this step as it will be covered with the black robe, but I know it will be there, so it needs to come off. Carefully cut the top off and blend the edge together. Using a piece of paper, I chopped one of the corners off and used it as a template for the V-neck jumper. Hold it into place with acupuncture needles. Follow the template with your scalpel and gently peel the sugar paste off. And using the same triangle paper as a guide, cut out some white sugar paste to fill the gap. This is the start of the shirt. Place your sugar paste into the gap and blend the seams together and trim the excess off from the top again. For the tie and robe detail, we want a light burgundy type colour. This is for Gryffindor. I'm just mixing some Renshaw's red with Renshaw's chocolate sugar paste to create it. With some water, just dampen the area where the tie will go and place on a sloping rectangle shape, trimming it to the V-shaped jumper. Add lines of water where you'd like the stripes and add thin yellow sugar paste strands to it. Look at my big old bird nest head getting in the way. With white sugar paste, cut 2 triangles the same size for the collar and attach them at either side of the tie. With more water, run your paintbrush down the seams where the jumper and shirt meet and stick on 2 grey stripes of sugar paste. Now it's time to cover the board. I know most cake decorators cover their boards first and then add their cake on top, but I prefer doing it this way as it's less waste, neatens up the bottom edge of the cake, you have less chance of damaging the finished whilst working on your cake because that part's already done. And lastly, the cake is stuck firmly to the drum and not a layer of sugar paste that may come loose. If you want to see how I roll the paste out and cover a board, I have a video for that in the description box. I'm using Renshaw's black sugar paste. To add the Gryffindor robe, take some of the pale burgundy colour in a strip and attach it to the cake, creating ruffles and pleats with your fingers. Add one to the other side, then repeat the process in black for the rest of the cake. Now for the details. I've just traced the lucky birthday girl's name in Harry Potter font onto some greaseproof paper and also the age. I go through a lot of this stuff. This is Tylo powder. I add it to sugar paste to stiffen it up and make it less sticky and stretchy. It also speeds up the drying process. I use it mostly for cutting out letters like we're doing here, or cutting out shapes or stripes as it holds itself better. With the sharp end of the Dresden tool, you just want to trace around the lettering and cut them out with your scalpel. Get yourself some of these foam drying pads. I have lots of these and dry all my letters or cutouts on them to keep them safe and also dry them from the top and underneath at the same time. Continue to cut out the name and age. For the wand, I've got some chocolate sugar paste and a kebab skewer to keep it nice and straight. Just trim it to the size with some cutters. Roll the sugar paste into a sausage and dampen the skewer with water. Push it down into the sausage and seal the sides up around it. Roll it with some pressure back and forth to get rid of the seam. Pull off any excess as you roll until you have something that resembles a wand. Roll out another piece of brown to wrap around, just less than halfway down, and a chunkier piece for the handle. Create texture and holes with the Dresden tool. This one is Harry's wand, so you may want to look up other designs for other characters. For the sorting hat, I've just got some white sugar paste with Tylo powder in. I could have used all brown, but as it's chocolate flavoured, it usually takes more Tylo powder than usual, so I opted for a white base, which we can then cover in a layer of soft brown to create the details. I'm just putting in basic eye sockets and a mouth and putting them aside to set a little. Roll out some black sugar paste with Tylo added and stick on the edge. Carefully cut around the numbers until you've created a little plaque. Place the plaque upside down on the foam mat to create the supports. Usually you can insert the cocktail stick up inside the plaque, but this one is quite thin, so we're going to attach them at the back and secure them with strips of black paste. You can also clean up whilst you're here with a bit of water. Back to the sorting hat, you want to cover him in brown paste and smooth in the eyes and mouth. Chop off any excess and create the tip of the hat. Start work on the eyes, manipulating the paste to a point for the little hatty eyebrows. Define the mouth in the same way and adding creases with the Dresden tool. Apply your letters to the board. With purple Renshaws, roll out an elongated ball and use a texture mat that looks a bit like material. Roll it across the mat to make the impression. The pattern will show up better once it's airbrushed. Add in some crease and fold lines, and for the opening of the bag, create a chunky hollow cone by pushing your thumb in the centre. Add that into place. For the rope, use the same yellow we've been using and roll it into a long thin string. Double the string up and roll forward with one hand and backwards with the other. That creates a rope effect. Add this around the join and also some tassels. Add your number plaque to the top and the sorting hat's body. Using a strip of brown, create the brim of the hat and add shape and movement by folding in creases. Add the wand with a little bit of water. Now for the beans. I use a brand called Jelly Belly jelly beans. That's a bit hard to say because they've got speckles on and they look a bit more magical. I did, however, see some speckled ones that were cheaper in Home Bargains the other day, so that could be a good choice too. The Jelly Belly ones are stamped with their logo, so add your royal icing over this and stick them into place. Here I've got some gold metallic dust and a fine paintbrush, and one of my best purchases yet, a skull dropper bottle. To make the paint, I use lemon extract, and pouring from the bottle or the cap you can end up adding way too much and wasting it, or wasting your luster dust. With the dropper bottle I can add a few drops at a time. I'll leave a link below to them. Paint all your lettering and numbers. Now for the last part, we're nearly done. Shading with the airbrush. Messy hands already. Carefully airbrush along the robes, creases of the bag, the sorting hat, jumper, shirt and tie, base of the cake, and don't forget the handle of the wand. All done. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and all that jazz. And let me know what Hogwarts house you were in the comments. I'm in Hufflepuff. See you for the next one. Bye guys.